Honestly, I was not looking forward to my missions trip. I knew that I was going to have to stand in front of a high school with more than 50 kids and teach them a Bible lesson, an application, and share my testimony. I was scared and didn't feel like I was prepared at all. I knew that God had it all under control, but I had a hard time continually believing that. I wrote a song from the verse Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Whenever I would doubt, I would go and play that song over and over again. Months became weeks, and weeks became days. The next thing I knew, I was on a plane embarking on my first ever missions trip. On the way to Eleuthera, God reminded me that He was in control many times. After 2 flights, we landed in Nassau, where we needed to take a smaller plane to get to Eleuthera. In Nassau, we had to go through the whole process of security and tickets for the second time, and found that only 4 of us had tickets to go to Eleuthera. Once we heard the news, we all started to pray. At that point, it looked like only 4 of us were going to make it to the island that night, while the others would have to wait for a flight the next day. We prayed, and God provided the seats for the rest of my team. God will fight for you, you need only to be still. The theme of our week was Our Story, God's Story. During every session, one person from our team would share a testimony and show how God has worked in their lives. During one of my small group sessions, I asked the kids to share their story. I expected them to share how God had worked in their lives, but none of them did. Instead, I heard stories of loss and suffering. Most of my kids grew up in tough family situations, and all of them had lost someone very close to them. My heart broke for every single one of them as they shared. As the week went on, I found that all of them had very hard hearts, and not many of them had asked Jesus to be their Savior. Our impact seemed minimal, but the missionaries were so impressed with how far we had gotten with them. If I could use one word to describe my mission trip to Eleuthera, it would be life-changing. My trip to Eleuthera changed the way I look at life. There I realized how much I take for granted, not only in possessions, but opportunities and experiences. Hearing each of the students' stories and seeing the circumstances they lived in left me with a very heavy heart. It was really hard to come back, and there has not been a day when I have not wanted to go back. I just want to thank each one of you for helping me get to Eleuthera. I saw God work in so many ways, and He has changed my heart forever. Your support has been an answer to my prayers, and I could not have done it without you. But more importantly, thank you for your prayers. Through this experience, I have seen God answer my prayers over and over again. The power of prayer is incredible. Thanks again for your support.